What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to BitAssist, where, as the name suggests, we're here to assist you in understanding Bitcoin and, of course, altcoins. In today's episode, we're going to do a brief review on the top 21 EOS block producers and the best and safest ways to vote for these EOS block producers. I'm going to link all the material in the comments and in the description, so if you are to watch this and you want to follow these tutorials on how to vote or who to vote on, make sure you follow those, and of course we're going to put that in there for you to use. Remember, vote with caution, everybody, and make sure you're going to do your due diligence on each project you vote for, and of course make sure you do your due diligence on which platform you vote through. We're going to take you through the best ones, the ones that we suggest are the safest, but of course make sure you do your own due diligence before using them. This is not technical or financial advice, remember. In terms of the community, guys, I just want to say a massive thank you for everyone that's liking, subscribing, and commenting on the BitAssist content. We've come a long way in a short period of time. We're very grateful for that. And please do keep it up. Give us a like if you've enjoyed this content and you found it useful. And of course, if you're new here, go ahead and join us here at BitAssist by subscribing. We're really keen to have you. And then lastly, before we get on, if you're looking for some inside tips from a cryptocurrency brokerage and consultancy, make sure to join our fantastic weekly newsletter. It's going to give you a review on what's happening in the market each and every day, and of course on particular coins that we do suggest are going to do well over the coming days, weeks, and months. The link to subscribe to our newsletter will be in the description and in the comments. Awesome. So without further ado, let's get on to it. So what you see in front of you here is EOS Authority. So basically, EOS Authority gives you an idea of how far along we are in the vote in terms of the vote for the block producers. We're going to need 15% before the EOS chain is active. So right now we've done 4.1% of the vote, which is pretty darn good considering yesterday I think we were at around 1 or 2%, so we've doubled that over the last day. So that's good to see that we've come quite a long way over the last 24 hours. So I'm going to show you, if you ever want to use this, I'll put in the description and the link, just going to give you an update on how far along we are to get to this magical 15%. We're also going to go through this great article here, which was written a few days ago by William Crypto. Going to take you through 21 of the top block producers with a little bit of an idea of what each one does. Remember, they're all not the same. They're all offer different things and should give you a better understanding of which each one can do for the community, because that's what it's all about, is finding the best block producers to help the EOS blockchain, and of course to have a strong mainnet going forward. We're also going to show you this, basically a way to search up some of the block producers. You can stick in the name or the category, and you can look through whereabouts they are in the world, and you can kind of click through here and go through their websites and check them out and do a little bit more due diligence on them. And then just going to take you through a little bit of the different voting methods, scatter, gray mass, Kleos, and then lastly Tokenika. So what we want to start with, to be fair, is this Reddit article that came out about 11 days ago now. And he's done a really good job on describing, in his opinion, which are the top 21 block producers. Remember, this is just his opinion. And thank you for giving your opinion, William Crypto. I've read through it and I agree on quite a lot of the points. I myself have stayed up quite late over the last 2 or 3 weeks watching EOS Go. And all the drama behind, the validating the chain, of course, the yes/no votes, and it's been really cool to see some of these block producers speak to the community via EOS Go, which is their YouTube channel. Cool. So just to start here before we go on to the 21, it says, my reasoning is that with so many block producers out there, it would be tough for everyone to go through each and every candidate. So I did my best to do that myself, and in doing so, be of service to the community. Important, this is my opinion, and should not be substituted for your own research. I may have made mistakes, so please do your own due diligence. I hope, however, that this can be of use to you. And I totally agree with him. Make sure, guys, no matter what I say or what this article says or this post says, make sure you do your own due diligence. And we're going to leave all the links in the description and in the comments so you can go check everything out for yourself. So before we go on to them, let's see what some of the criteria he's looked through. So his selection criteria being technical competence, which of course is right at the top of the list. Leadership, governance, proposition, transparency, geographical distribution, attention and support to the EOS community and ecosystem, vision, roadmap, BP check marks, influence, expertise, and of course experience in the crypto system. I believe this is in no particular order, so let's take it from the top, and I'll also leave this so you guys can check it out for yourself. So first things first, I'm very familiar with EOS Canada. They were, very, very strong in terms of helping the community during this validation period and over the last year, watching them on EOS Go. So it says reasons, leading candidate, let's just highlight that for you guys. Reasons, leading candidate from Canada, strong community contribution, the strongest candidate from a technical perspective, transparent team. So, in terms of technical perspective, in this man's opinion, they are the strongest, and they will definitely be getting my vote because of that technical expertise. If shit does hit the fan, of course they'll be one of the first to hopefully be able to work things out or be a leader throughout a bad experience or maybe some technical difficulties. You can go through to their website here. You can read a little bit more about their application and a whole lot of others. So, go check those out. Moving on to EOS New York. Again, it's a team that I'm very familiar with, watching them online. Very, very strong. So, leading candidate from the USA, strong community contribution, based in a fintech hub, which of course is New York, and technically strong and transparent. So, those are all the things that we like to see. Technically strong, transparent, and of course in a major hub for technical resources like New York. Eosphere, which is based in Australia. So, leading candidate from Australia, strong community contribution, technically strong and transparent. So, you can see these top ones it's quite straightforward what this guy thinks is important. Being technically strong, of course, being a community contributor throughout the beginning phases and throughout the last year of EOS is going to be a major factor. And I think that is a reward, for these guys that have put a lot of effort into helping with validation and getting the chain up and going. They should be rewarded the best with being block producers. So EOS 42, which is based here in the UK where I am. So of course the leading team from the UK, strong community contribution, of course also based in a strong and fintech hub like London, and have been really, really transparent throughout. And I myself don't actually know a huge amount about EOS 42. But like I said, guys, if you want to check out more information on each one, you can go and search their names in here, or of course you can come to this Reddit post, which I'll post, and go and check out their link and kind of find out in more detail what are their value or values. Then Oracle Chain, which is China, leading candidate from China, strong community contribution. Then you've got Liquid EOS by Bancor, which is actually quite a cool one, and they've contributed a huge amount and have a lot of experience. I watched them a few times as well on EOS Go. There's quite a few Israeli teams that are very strong, but here it says a lot of real-world experience and strong company behind it. Of course, Bancor. Strong team and technical knowledge provides a high standard of professionality. So these are all things that are important: professional experience, and of course backed by a household name or crypto household name in Bancor. Then Bitfinex, one I won't be voting for. A lot of real-world experience, strong team and technical knowledge, provides a high standard of professionality. You may ask why I'm not going to vote for Bitfinex. It's a personal opinion. I think they're obviously they've got a lot of technical nous and they've got a lot of money, and have been in the industry a long time, but I'm more for the smaller guy getting a louder say than a big company being a block producer. I think Bitfinex should worry first about not getting hacked, and of course looking after people's money, then being a block producer. Okay, so Crypto Lines, which is actually really cool. They got a great website here. I'll actually pull it open. It does show you how far along the vote is. They're a great team of guys. And wait, here is it here, Jungle Testnet, yeah. You know, I'm not giving them any more exposure, just that I do like this page. It kind of gives you an idea of how far along we are, how many transactions have been done, what's the speed of transactions at the moment. That was at 40, I think, for the last 2 days, and now gone up to 45. So that's pretty cool. So that's Crypto Lions. Go check them out. So they're a leading candidate from the Ukraine, technically strong, strong community, and of course have contributed to the Jungle Testnet, which I've just shown you there. EOS Network by Advanced Blockchain. So I'm not too familiar with these guys, but leading candidate from Germany, strong companies behind Advanced Blockchain AG, based in the crypto hub of Berlin, technically strong and transparent team. EOS Sweden, these guys are awesome. So leading candidate from Sweden, strong community contribution and technically strong. I do suggest checking them out. They were quite funny on these live streams. They're also very technically strong, and I think are potentially worth voting for. EOS SICE, which is one of the leading candidates, I believe, and that is of course from Korea. Leading candidate from Korea, strong community and contribution. I'm sure they will rake in quite a lot of votes considering they are from Korea, and they have been very transparent and open and worked very hard, over the last year. Block producer EOS Nation, also from Canada, one of the main from Canada, and have also done a lot to contribute during the validation period. EOS Tribe, also from the US. And then you got EOS Authority here, which we've just shown you earlier here, which is giving you an idea of how far the vote is. They're obviously doing a huge amount of other things as well, to give you the best idea of how to vote, and of course, the best way to to secure, be a secure block producer. And of course, they're from the UK as well, so that's quite cool. So yeah, so strong candidate based in London, strong community. Bitspace are from Norway, leading candidate from Norway, strong community contribution. EOS Amsterdam, actually these guys are really cool as well. They were quite open and contributed a lot to EOS Go on the live streams. Block producer EOS Asia, not too familiar with them, based in Hong Kong, leading candidate from Hong Kong, strong community contribution. EOS Argentina, now these guys are really deserve your votes, guys. They did a huge amount of work over the last year, really strong technically, and got a lot of experience and of course a strong community. I suggest to look deeper into EOS Argentina. EOS Japan, leading candidate from Japan. Japan, especially Tokyo, is an important area for crypto project. Of course, we want to make sure that these block producers are as widely spread as possible, or i.e. as decentralized as possible. So yeah, in terms of Japan, I think that's a really good spot to have a block producer. So take a look at EOS Japan. EOS Blocksmith, also very well known in the US and in Silicon Valley, from what I understand. Yes, it says here California, Silicon Valley. The Silicon Valley is an important position for, of course, for any tech-related things. So yeah, EOS Blocksmith should be considered. EOS Cafe, also based in Canada. There's you can see quite a few Canadian based projects. They're obviously very keen on EOS and keen on crypto in general. EOS Rio, also really like these guys. They've got a lot going for them. Leading candidate from Brazil, did a lot of work to get ready for the launch. Obviously a great geographical area. But like it says here, they did a huge amount of work for this launch. They're very switched on guys at EOS Rio. EOS DAC, a few of you might be familiar with EOS DAC. Of course, a DAC enabler situated in the British West Indies. Sorry, did not know that. That must be for one of two reasons, probably for regulation and tax reasons maybe. Not too sure, don't quote me on that. Then of course EOS Dublin, they've done a lot of work as well and are a great team. Leading candidate from Ireland, did a lot of work to get ready for the launch. Of course, like others, are great geographical position being in Europe. And then EOSIO.SG, Singapore, so leading candidate based in Singapore. So that might have not been very interesting to anybody watching, but I think it's good to kind of put a name to these block producers. And it was really quite an easy and straightforward read. So I'll leave this for you guys to check out. I suggest check out their websites, of course, read through their application processes. I think that's the major bonus for this article. It pretty much puts everything all in once. It's even got some, YouTube resources as well for you guys to watch if you want to watch how to download things or how to vote. Cool, so I'm not going to go into major depth on the different ways of voting. Basically, there's of course a few different ways. There's voting with your online with your private key using Scatter. Scatter is actually really, really awesome, and a lot of people do use it. It's very well trusted, and you can download it into your browser as an extension. And this is a great article here, taking you step by step how to do everything. So it's not necessarily like incredibly easy, but it is safe, and right now it is one of the most used forms of voting. So that's EOS Scatter. I'll put that in the description. Then there's GreyMass, the one that I've used and I like the most. GreyMass is I would say a lot easier, light version to use. In terms, if you're not really too technically confident, then GreyMass is great. It says, with the launch of EOS just around the corner, we wanted to release the current iteration of the EOS Lite wallet into the world. So yeah, this is also again going to take you through basically how to use it, and of course, it's I would say the best way to vote. Then there is Kleos, which unless you are like technically savvy, or a coder or something like that, if you don't know command line and stuff like that, I suggest you don't try this. This is mega confusing stuff. You'll see you'll need to put in command lines, and you'll need to be playing around with a whole lot of crazy stuff. So, but if you're technically sound, then this is the safest way to vote with Kleos, I believe. And I think it was audited by Block One as well, but don't quote me on that. And then lastly, the offline version, which is quite cool. I haven't attempted it yet, to be quite honest. You can download it here. It's called Tokenika. And basically it allows you to vote without having your PC or your computer, whatever you're using, laptop, connected to the internet. So it's totally offline. So you can rest assured that your private key is not going to be phished or stolen or duplicated in some sort of way. Remember, this is not technical advice at all, not financial advice at all. I myself am not super savvy when it comes to technical. I just pretty much like to follow tutorials in terms of follow them step for step. And for me, Scatter and GreyMass were the easiest. I went with GreyMass myself, and I suggest everybody else to go look through these different options and to make your own decision. Remember, do your own due diligence on firstly which block producer you want to vote for, and then secondly which form of voting you want to use. And that's pretty much it. I know this is kind of a higher level, didn't go into a huge amount of detail, but I just wanted to, for our subscribers here at BitAssist, to give you a better understanding of who to potentially vote for and where to vote. We're 4% of the way there. Well, let's update that quickly. So we were 4.1, yeah. Let's refresh that. We're at 4.2 now, so we've gone 0.1%. So we're going there slowly but surely. Going to be very exciting when we hit the 15%. So if you want to contribute and have your voice heard and vote, then hopefully this has been useful to you. But again, guys, if you've enjoyed this, make sure you give the video a like. If you have any recommendations on who to use in terms of a block producer, or who to vote for in terms of block producer, then make sure you comment below, because I could do with learning a little bit more. You can vote as many times as you like, so I'd be happy to vote again. And then, of course, if you find a better way to vote, maybe a new way to vote, a really easy, simple way, make sure you do help the community by commenting in the comments. And then, again, join us with our newsletter, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get inside tips from a cryptocurrency brokerage. And I'll be back with you guys again tomorrow. I'm Maximilian, your crypto broker. And thank you for watching. Cheers.